ikut cikgu 5 lah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okey cikgu, kita bertemu lagi pada pagi ini dan hari ini untuk kita berkongsi berkaitan dengan perkongsian amalan terbaik yang kita buat di sekolah masing-masing. Jadi sebelum kita teruskan kita punya bengkel PAT kita, perkongsian kita pada hari ini, marilah kita terlebih dahulu membaca dulu surah Al-Fatihah. Al-Fatihah. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Okey go, yang kedua go, seperti biasa go, kita nak test dulu copong ni. Copong itu bahasa Terengganu, bahasa bakunya mikrofon. Mikrofon dan juga speaker. Kita nak test dulu, dengar ke tak dengar aku, cubaan suara 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Jika dengar kata dengar, jika tak dengar kata dengar, jika clear kata clear, jika jelas kata jelas cikgu. Cuba tarik tu. Kita nak tengok feedback tu. Kita pancar kita punya bengkel kita pada hari ini seantero dunia. Pada hari ini kita jemput seorang guru hebat lah dalam bahasa Inggeris. Kita nak dengar feedback tu. Ujian suara 1 2 3. Tarik tu. Clear ke jenguk. Okey, Cikgu Hamidah jelas. Cikgu Masyariza pun jelas. Okey, selesai tu. Yang kedua cikgu, kalau cikgu tengok gambar cikgu tu kelabu kelala. Kelabu kelala tu bahasa Terengganu. Kelabu asap. Tak berjelas. Cikgu yang sati tu, cikgu pergi sini tu, pergi dekat benda ni, dekat YouTube ni, setting tu. Setting tu mana share ni hilang lah. Ya, share tu. Pergi setting ni dekat YouTube ni. Setting, ambil quality. Klik quality yang paling tinggi tu. Ada laptop tu dia tulis 700 lebih. Klik tu. Ada setengah laptop dia tulis 1000 lebih. Cikgu klik pilih yang paling tinggi. Kalau cikgu punya paparan tu kelabu kelala, tu je obat dia tu. Okey, tak perlu pergi ke kacamata. Okey, seterusnya cikgu, dekat nama hamba ni tu sagan tu yang ada yang pakai setanjak tu, bawah tu ada bahang tu. Bahang apa benda ni, bahang PowerPoint, ada video dua tu. 2-3 video. Dan juga CJ SPA. CJ dah ada tu. CJ dah ada tu. Cumanya dia belum aktif. Jangan tanyalah CJ mana dia belum aktif. Dia akan aktif selepas bengkel. Dan boleh buka dan boleh isi selama setengah jam sahaja selepas bengkel tu habis. Gitu. Okey. Bahan-bahan di sini aku. Okey. Seterusnya aku, jangan lupa aku. Tepi ni ada butang ni. Ni biru dah ni. Sini ada butang merah ni. Klik butang merah tu. Siang ke dia. Butang subscribe namanya itu. Lepas tu tekan loceng tu. Tekan loceng tu apa aku, bila ada info nanti, dia akan masuk dekat cikgu punya email tu secara automatik. Tak perlu hamba nak atur tiap-tiap hari. Kalau cikgu tekan loceng tu dia tak khabar. So nak tekan loceng tu mesti tekan dulu subscribe. Baru dia loceng hidup. Fungsi loceng itu kalau hamba ada banner baru, ada new bengkel, ada new kursus, dia akan khabar ke cikgu secara automatik. Itu fungsinya tu. Okey. Pada hari ini tu, pada hari ini kita dalam slot kita, bukan slot tu kerasang, slot tu slot. LOT. Slot. Slot kita ini tetap bahasa English. Subject English using Oreo ni. Cara guna Oreo tu dalam teknik penerusan bahasa Inggeris. Walaupun cikgu kita pada pagi ini pemetang cikgu Nur Nadiah ini daripada SMK, tapi kaedah itu boleh juga dipakai apa benda ni untuk sekolah rendah. Boleh pakai untuk sekolah rendah. Kalau rasa untuk dipakai aku cikgu edit lah kaedah itu untuk serasi dengan cikgu punya environment ataupun area di cikgu sekolah. Hari ini tajuknya using Oreo teknik dalam penulisan dalam bahasa Inggeris. Okey cikgu, kita jemput cikgu daripada Perak, SMK Perempuan Perak, Cikgu Nur Nadiah binti Khairuddin. Sebelum Amba nak beri copong ni bahasa Terengganu, nak beri copong ni kepada kita punya presenter pada pagi ini, Amba ingin beri dulu laluan kepada Cikgu Hanis, Cikgu Haji Hanis, SISC Plus daripada KL, PPD KL. PPD mana? Lupa nama.
Keramat.
PPD Keramat KL untuk menyampaikan sepatah, dua patah, tiga patah, patah kata-kata kita pada pagi ini. Untuk melemang cikgu-cikgu di sana, Cikgu Hajah akan bersecara langsung dengan kita pada petang ini. Petang ini memang slot Amba. Bukan slot kerasang tu, slot 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 Amba untuk TF25. Pada petang ini, modul 3, 3.6 kebak dalam pentaksiran. Kebak dan juga pentaksiran. Okey Cikgu Hanis, dengan segala hormatnya ucapan aluan. Dipersilakan.
Okey. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat sejahtera, selamat pagi, salam keramat smart dari saya. Saya Haji Hanis, SISC Plus dari PPD Keramat. Saya ucapkan terima kasih banyak kepada Dr. Sagar dari Sekalam yang sudi memberikan saya laluan lah untuk saya nak share lah sikit, bukanlah nak buat perkongsian, sepatah dua kata just nak ucapkan tahniah kepada pertama sekali Dr. Sagar, kemudian yang kedua kepada Cikgu Nadia dari Perak dan semua cikgu-cikgu yang dah membuat perkongsian amalan terbaik dalam channel Dr. Sagar ni ya. Teruskan tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, if you have anything nak share, boleh PM lah, PM tepi Dr. Sagar, because slot-slot yang ada sebelum ni kalau tuan-tuan dan puan-puan dapati ya, memang sangat bermanfaat untuk guru-guru ya, dalam PDP mereka lah. Dan kita bertuah sebab cikgu-cikgu ni nak buat perkongsian. Kalau tak, kita tak tahu mereka di sekolah mereka saja. So bila dia buat perkongsian dalam channel ni, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan ada peluang ya, maybe tak kena dengan subjek kita, tapi kita boleh macam Dr. Sagar tadi kata, kita boleh ubah suai sana sini dan guna pakai, share dengan cikgu-cikgu di sekolah kita ya. Sebab ada banyak sebenarnya teknik-teknik, strategi, kaedah. Macam hari ni nanti Cikgu Nadia akan tunjukkan Oreo kan. Oreo ni biasanya biskut kan, tapi apa dia Oreo? Cikgu Nadia kita tengok nanti. Okay, so sebab kalau Oreo memang biskut yang paling sedap, yang paling trending lah sekarang ni kan. So tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, whatever you have, garap ya. Kalau tak sempat nak tengok sebelum ni, kita sentiasa boleh layari YouTube ni, memang boleh tonton sepanjang masa. Manfaatkan cuti sekolah tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sebab kita akan lockdown nanti start daripada 1 hingga 14 bulan. Stay safe. Tengok YouTube Dr. Sagar. Okay, you have a lot of things. Lepas tonton, maybe kita buat PLC dengan sekolah kita buat sharing pula. Macam mana kita nak guna pakai teknik-teknik cikgu-cikgu ni di sekolah mereka, kita adapt and adopt. Sebab saya rasa cikgu-cikgu ni memang dah halalkan dah ilmu yang tu sebab dia buat sharing. Ya, dia buat sharing sebab kita nak faham pula. Semoga ilmu yang kita dapat, kita sambung, kita panjangkan, so orang yang share tu akan dapat banyak nanti saham akhirat dia. Ya, so saya rasa itu saja tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, tuntut ilmu. Jangan simpan ilmu ni, kita share pula so that dia berantai-rantai lah ya. Semoga bermanfaat untuk cikgu. Okay, dan saya serahkan semula sebab saya tak nak buang masa, saya tak sabar nak tunggu Oreo teknik daripada Cikgu Nadia. Terima kasih banyak Dr. Sagar. Good luck Cikgu Nadia.
Okey, terima kasih Cikgu Hanis. Jangan lupa cikgu-cikgu belaka, petang ini kita akan bersecara langsung dengan Cikgu Hanis untuk slot. Bukan slot slot ni slot SOT ni. Slot untuk 35. Okey, tanpa memasa tu, kita serahkan copong ini. Copong ni, mikrofon ini kepada Cikgu Nadia untuk membentangkan tajuknya yang cukup penting ini, using Oreo ni, teknik dalam penulisan bahasa Inggeris. Dengan segala hormatnya, dipersilakan.
Baik. Boleh dengar Okey, pertama sekali terima kasih kepada our moderator Dr. Sagar dan juga kepada Puan Haji Hanis, SISC Plus PPD Keramat. Okay, so izinkan saya untuk berbicara dalam bahasa Inggeris memandangkan tajuk kita berfokus kepada karangan bahasa Inggeris. Okay, so good morning and Assalamualaikum to all of you who are now watching this live on YouTube. So, can we start the slide, Dr. Saga? The first slide. Alright, so today's topic is using Oreo technique in writing. So before we start, let me just introduce myself. I am Puan Nur Nadia binti Khairuddin, an English teacher from SMJK Perempuan Perak Ipoh. So I'm very sure that everybody knows this classic Oreo. Yes, a chocolatey sandwich biscuit filled with creamy and smoothie vanilla. And yes, I think it's everyone's favorite. But today, I'm not going to do a tutorial on how to dunk an Oreo cookie in a glass full of milk, but I'm going to share how this Oreo can be useful in writing. Okay, next. So, when do we use this Oreo in writing? This is used in opinion writing. In other words, it is also called as persuasive writing because you are trying to persuade readers to agree with your opinion. Besides that, this Oreo writing can help us to remember some parts of writing a persuasive essay. Exploring persuasive essays or writing. So we use persuasive writing to share our point of view with others. Besides that, we also want others to have the same opinion as we do. So as I said earlier, it is an opinion writing. So we do want people to agree with our opinion. So we want the reader to have the same opinion as we do. Now, let us take a look at some examples of persuasive essay topics. So the first one, we have there should be different classes for boys and girls. And then we have school time should be made flexible. How the internet has changed our lives. Dogs make better pets than cats. So this is one of the famous topics used in primary school. And then we have kids should be paid for doing chores. And last one, gym class is more important than a music class. So actually we have a lot of persuasive essay topics that you can do in the class with your student. It's a good get them to do the thinking and we can get to hear their point, their opinion, whether they disagree or agree with the topic. So I always do persuasive essay topic with my student just to listen to their ideas, right? And get to know their opinion about the topic that we have chosen. Okay, so you can explore more persuasive essay topics on your own. So I'm just sharing some of the famous topic that perhaps you can use with your students later in class. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. So, what is the learning goal using Oreo technique in writing? Okay, so when I first introduced this topic to this method to my student, some of them came to me and asked me, "Teacher, why do we need to use this Oreo method in writing?" So I told them, okay, when you talk about persuasive writing, it's about an opinion writing. So you want to write your opinion. You want to make sure that your opinion is being told clearly. So this method can help you to write your opinions using reasons and examples to explain. So the learning goal of using this method, okay, if your student asks you, students can write their opinions using reasons and examples to explain. Okay. So let us take a look at the Oreo process. Another biscuit there. Okay, so I hope you have taken your breakfast. Okay. So the first O stands for opinion. R is for reason. And then we have E for example and evidence, and the last O is opinion again, where you are going to restate your opinion in your closing paragraph. All right, so now let's check out how it's like in the Oreo cookie. So an Oreo cookie has the top layer, right, a crunchy chocolatey, which is your O, your opinion. So you're going to start off your writing by giving opinion. So that is the top cookie. And then we are going to have the filling, right? The double or triple stuffed creamy filling, where you're going to use your R and your E to give reasons and example. And then you're going to have another layer of crunchy chocolatey cookie, which is the last O, or the bottom cookie. That is your opinion. Right? So, O, R, E, and O. Oreo. That is Oreo in opinion writing. Now, let's take a look at the Oreo tower there. Right? I believe that the more stuffing inside the Oreo, the better it is. Can you see how tall the Oreo tower there? Okay, so I always tell my student to double stuff their Oreo, but triple stuff are the best. Okay. All right, next. Now, we are coming to the discussion on how to use this Oreo in writing a persuasive essay. Okay. All right, these are the templates that I use to firstly introduce this method to my student. So on my right-hand side, that is a simple graphic organizer, persuasive writing Oreo, where I introduce them what O stands for, which is opinion, and then R for reasons, E for examples, and coming back to O is their opinion. And I always remind my students that they need to give 2 or 3 reasons or example to strengthen their arguments and to make their writing more persuasive. On my left hand side, okay, this is the detailed explanation and what is Oreo opinion writing. So the first opinion is where you tell how you feel about the topic. Okay, you are given the topic and let the reader know what is your feeling about the topic. Okay, and then to the second R is reason, where you give some reasons or information to support your opinion that you have given in your introductory paragraph. And then you will have to give details to support your opinions by giving examples, right? That is your E. And then the last opinion is where you restate your opinion by using feelings, right? And then to help them to do this opinion writing, they are introduced to sentence starters. So those are some sentence starters that that can help them in their writing opinion. So we have in my opinion, and then I prefer, I feel, I know, I think, I believe, the best thing about, and also the greatest part about, right? Okay. So besides the sentence starters that I have showed just now, we also have more on opinion writing sentence starters, right? So you can use these sentence starters to help to make your opinions or persuasive writing flow smoothly, right? And then be careful when you choose your sentence starters, and make sure that when you reread your text or sentence, it does make sense, right? So OREO, there are different sentence starters that can be used to give opinion, reason, examples, and to close up your paragraph with your last opinion. Okay, so we have for the first one, the first column, which is to give your opinion. You can use sentence starters like I think, I prefer, I feel, okay, my, right, the best thing about, right, the greatest part, okay, and then I believed most people think, I would like, so my favorite. So those are the sentence starters that you can tell your students, okay, that they can use to start off their first opinion, right? Then moving on to the reason. So as I told you just now, they are advised to give more 2 or 3 reasons and examples, right, to make their writing more persuasive. So those are how starters. I prefer to be the only child in a, or let me tell you why. Okay, I want because I feel this way because they can start off with their reason. Okay, so for the second reason, also furthermore, secondly, and then we have moreover, and then we have another reason. So that is for additional reasons that they are going to give in their writing persuasive essay. And then moving on to giving examples. Okay, so for example, for instance, here's an example. If I had, I would, right? I would, and then clearly, in fact, obviously, of course, according to, shows this. So these are sentence starters to help them to write examples. Instead of using for example, instead of they use for example in every paragraph, so they can change to for instance. You know, students tend to use for example many times in their writing. So to avoid repetition in writing, they can have you can introduce to them these sentence starters to give example. And then we have the last O, where you're going to close your paragraph by giving your opinion, your last opinion. Okay, so the sentence starters that you can use is remember, I believe. Okay, remember, I think, all in all. And then we have all things considered. And then we have in conclusion, therefore, I believe, or in summary, in short, to summarize. Okay, and lastly, okay, how to write an opinion sentence. So you have introduced to your student all the linkers, sentence starters of each O, R, E, and O. So now we are going to look at how do you write it in a sentence. So take a look at the first one, your first O, right? A sample opinion is given there. I believe that all students should wear uniforms. So the sentence starter that we use there is I believe. Okay. So this opinion says that students should wear uniform. And then to give reason to support our opinion just now, we will use another sentence starter for giving reason. So I feel this way because it makes all students equal. So can you see how this reason support the opinion given just now? Okay. So I feel is the sentence starter to give reason. And then moving on to the E, where you will give an example of what your reason might look like. So you have given your reason just now, and you will have to give an example. So the example given here is if everyone's clothes look the same, no one will be made fun of. And then there is an additional example. So another sentence starter, which is also students will be able to focus on their studies than on the fashion of their classmates. Okay, so there are two examples given just to show how your reason might look like. Okay, then you're gonna close your paragraph with the last O, right? So once you have given your reasons and examples, you have to restate your opinion. So the sentence started to give your second opinion that I have used in this topic will be, in my opinion, every student should wear uniforms to school. So for weaker students, they might want to use back their first opinion to restate into their last paragraph. Okay, but it is best to tell your students to come up with a different sentence to close up their paragraph. So here I'm using in my opinion as the sentence starter. So I hope you can see clearly how you use a different sentence starter for each of the opinion, reason, example, and the last opinion. Okay, so you can get your students to change the sentence starter to see whether it makes sense or does it sound nice or not to use this sentence starter in this sentence. So I use this with my students when I first introduced them to this Oreo method in writing an opinion essay. Okay, so next slide. Okay, so how to use Oreo template in writing. So for this activity, we are going to use a different topic, right? So the topic chosen for today is the best place to go on a weekend. So let's see how do we use this Oreo template to do this topic. Okay, so I firstly introduced this graphic organizer, okay, Oreo graphic organizer to my student. Okay, so the topic is the best place to go on the weekend. So as you can see there, okay, can you show me a blank template? All right. Okay. So there are opinion there, and then we have REREO. So we are going to tell our student, you need to give more reasons, one or two or more reasons and examples in your body paragraph. Why? Because I've said earlier on is to strengthen your paragraph, your point, and also to make your writing more persuasive. So that's why when you give the template, right? For maybe for weaker student, you can have O, R, E, and O for the beginner. But as they do more practices on this graphic organizer, you can add more to the reasons and example. So you're gonna have like O, and then you're gonna have like your first reason and your first example, and then second reason, second example, and then you're going to close your paragraph with another O. Right. So today's topic is the best place to go on the weekend. So let's say the opinion is given, right? So the best place to go on the weekend is the beach. Okay, this is the first opinion, right? And then we are going to give reason why we choose beach to go on the weekend. Let's see the first reason.
Cikgu Nadia, are you there?
Yes, saya. Yes, I'm still here.
Line putus, tak berclear tu.
Okay, clear?
Okay.
Right. So the best place to go on the weekend is the beach. Right. Moving on to giving reason. The first reason, there are a lot of fun things that you can do at the beach. So that is reason. And then we are going to give example to support our reason. So the first example given is you can play in the sand or build a sand castle. You can go swimming and play football. You can also collect lots of pretty and rare seashells. Okay, because when you do this with your students, you get them to do the thinking, right? You prompt questions of the topic, okay, and then you get them to do the thinking by doing some brainstorming activity. All right, which is the best place that you prefer to go on the weekend? So this is what I've done with my student, the topic. Okay, some of them say, okay, beach. Okay, and you ask them why. So you must use the 5WH technique to ask them so that they can do the thinking. Sometimes the students, they do have ideas in their mind, but they don't know how to put it into words, right? So that's why this pre-writing stage is very important. So this is actually the pre-writing stage where they plan first before they start doing their writing, right? So those examples are taken from students, okay? And then they are going to give the second reason of their choice. The beach is the best place to visit because you can enjoy a quality time with your family. And then moving on to give example, you can lay down on the beach and enjoy the beauty of Mother Nature at its finest. And then you're going to close your paragraph by giving the second opinion. The beach is the best place to visit. Okay, but teachers, this is not enough, right? To make your sentences more appealing and to grab the reader's attention, to grab the focus of readers, you must tell your students to add the sentence starters, right? They have planned, right? They have planned. So now is the time where they want to add the sentence starters, right? So let's see. We have discussed on different sentence starters to be used on different purposes. To give opinion, so I've chosen in my opinion, okay, and then to give reason, I feel this way because, right? For instance, to give example, besides that, right? And then for the second reason, another reason, and then in fact, for giving example, and the last one, to give opinion in the closing paragraph, we will write for the above mentioned reasons. Okay, so can you see that their sentences are more appealing when they add sentence starters? Please don't forget to let your students to remind your students to remind them that they need to add sentence starters, right? Not only just to make their sentences appealing and to grab the focus of readers, but they need to get the number of words required in their essay. So by adding sentence starters into their essays can help to give to get to reach the amount of the number of words required when writing a certain essay. Like in SPM, we have 3 essays, so different number of words are required for each of the essay tasks. So that's why you must tell your students, okay, for part 1, right, you don't need to have a lot of sentence starters, okay, because you are aiming to write for 80 words, right? Moving on to the part 2, where you need to write a longer essay, so you need to have more sentence starters or linkers, okay? So this is how I teach my student how to plan using this Oreo graphic organizer, right? So let's say you have given a topic, okay, and you get some ideas, right? But you choose one idea from the student, and then you ask them, okay, why beach is the best place to go on the weekend? And then you get ideas from the students. So because there are a lot of fun things to do, then you take that as a reason, right? So what are the fun things that you can do at the beach? So you ask question to your student, and then they will say we can play sandcastle, we can go swimming, play football, have a picnic. So they'll come with all sorts of ideas. So that is their examples to support their reason just now when they said there are a lot of fun things that you can do at the beach. Okay, then you remind them you need to write more, you need to give more examples, right, to make your writing more persuasive. Give me another reason why beach is the best place to go on the weekend. So they said, yes, you can relax your mind, you can enjoy a quality time with your family. So I took it as another reason, and then I asked them, what do you mean by a quality time with your family? What can you do there with your family? So some of them said, mommy will cook lunch for us, and then they are going to enjoy the beauty of this the beautiful scenery at the beach. So take that as an example, right? And then I told my students, all right, so you need to get the reader to agree with you that beach is the best place to go on the weekend. So close up your paragraph by telling your feelings about your opinion, right? So they will say, beach is the best place to visit. I strongly believe that beach is the best place to visit, right? I I think beach is the best place to visit. So there are many sentence starters that can be used to close up your paragraph, which is the second O. Okay, moving on to the next slide. What parts of the Oreo do you see in this persuasive paragraph? Okay, from the graphic organizer that they have done, right? They have already planned, okay? Remember, planning stage is very, very, very important, extremely important, because it will guide them on what to write in their essay, right? To make sure that their paragraphs are smooth and then their paragraphs are coherent, so they need to plan first. So my idea is to plan using this Oreo technique, okay, to write this type of essay. So look at the whole paragraph there. The best place to go on the weekend. In my opinion, the best place to go on the weekend is the beach. I feel this way because there are a lot of fun things that you can do at the beach. For instance, you can play in the sand or build a sandcastle. Besides that, you can go swimming and play football. You can also collect lots of pretty and rare seashells. Another reason the beach is the best place to visit is because you can enjoy a quality time with your family. In fact, you can lay down on the beach and enjoy the beauty of Mother Nature at its finest. For the above mentioned reasons, the beach is the best place to visit. So, from the whole paragraph, what parts of the Oreo do you see? Let's see. The first one, the sentence is in black color, so that is the top cookie. Okay, can you click? Yes, so that is the top cookie. And then you have the purple color sentence, that is the creamy filling. And then you have the blue colored sentences, those are the example. Okay, and then another reason is given there with another example, those are the filling. And then the bottom cookie is your second opinion. Okay, so can you see clearly the Oreo parts in the persuasive paragraph? Okay, all right, let's see another way of showing you these Oreo parts in the paragraph. Okay, so you have the top cookie, which is your O just now. In my opinion, the best place to go on the weekend is the beach. So that is your top cookie. And then you have the filling, the creamy vanilla flavor of your Oreo cookie. Those are the reasons and examples. Okay. Yes, I told my students to double or triple their Oreo. Okay. And then you have your closing sentence. Okay. For the above mentioned reasons, which is the best place? That is your O, which is your bottom cookie. Okay, so this is another illustration on how it is in the Oreo cookie. So can you see? So my students love this so much. Okay, since Oreo is everybody's favorite biscuit cookie, so they love to see how the top cookie and then how they double up or triple up their creamy fillings. Yeah? Because I told them, okay, each body paragraph should focus on one piece of evidence, right? So when you give a reason, there must you must provide sufficient supporting details to support your reason. So that's why I will not tell my students, girls, you need to give reason and examples. No, you must tell your students, girls, at least you must give 2 or 3 reasons, examples, or evidence of your opinion to make a strong body paragraph. Okay, so uh, because this is important because you need to support your opinion. By giving only one reason or one example is not enough. Right? Remember to always remind your student to at least give 2 or 3 reasons and examples to strengthen their paragraph. Okay, and then when they close up their paragraph in their last sentence, they are advised to use a different statement with feelings. Okay, with feelings means I feel that beach is the best place to visit, or they can say I strongly believe that beach is the best place to visit. Okay, so teacher, so this is actually a pre-writing phase of writing a persuasive essay. Okay, so remember to let your students to explore this graphic organizer, right? There are a lot of graphic organizers that you can use with your student. The one that I showed you is the simple one, just for them to get ideas. Okay, the top cookie is the opinion, and then moving on to the creamy filling vanilla flavor is the reason example. Okay, and then you tell them that to double stuff or triple stuff the Oreo are the best, so give more reasons and examples to support your opinion. And then coming back to the bottom cookie, which is your closing paragraph. Okay, now next slide. All right, so this is the first graphic organizer that I have used for my 5 science classes students. Okay, you have topic there, right? And each of them will get this graphic organizer. So, and then you have your O there, okay? And then they are going to give their first reason and their first example. And then they're going to give their second reason and their second example. And the third reason and the third example. And the opinion with different words or sentence. So can you see how simple is the first graphic organizer? Yes, why? Because I want them to understand the concept, right? We cannot straight away give them there are a lot of graphic organizer of this Oreo, right? Some without reason 1, reason 2, reason 3, so they don't know how to start. Okay, because they are very blur, they don't know what is this method. So you need to give a simple graphic organizer first so that they understand. O is opinion, R is reason, E is example, and then coming back to opinion. And teacher said we must give more than one reason and example. So that's why we have 3 columns there for reasons and examples. Okay, so that's how I teach my students, especially the weaker class, to get the ideas of what is this graphic organizer. Okay, so the picture there is the first topic.
If
Okay, the
you
first topic that I give to my student, I guide them first. Okay, everybody has their own free time. Okay, what do you like to do in your free time? So I guide them and I ask them. Okay, first I give them, okay, let's say reading. Okay, and then they're going to say their opinion about reading is their favorite activity to do during their free time. So they're going to write a sentence to give their opinion, right? So I give them the graphic organizer and I using a projector. Okay, there I get them to write, to come in front and write their first opinion sentence. Okay, and then they will also continue by giving reason. I like to read novels because, and then they continue with giving examples. Okay, and then after they have filled up all the reasons and examples and the opinions, I'll get them to fill up with sentence starters. Okay, so from there they can see how to use these graphic organizers at the pre-writing stage. Okay, remember, pre-writing is the phase of writing and it's extremely important. so that students will not run out of topic, or they will lost ideas halfway of writing. So that's why they need to plan before they start writing. Okay, next. Okay, this is my Form 5 class. Okay. All right, this is, I give them the template and I get them to draw the template on the whiteboard. Okay. This is the good class. Okay, so activity that I enjoy. Okay, so the good student, I get them to give 2 or 3 sentences for the opinion, in the opinion. Okay, so and then they continue giving reasons using the same template. Okay, so next. All right, so this is their second time doing this method. Okay, so quality of a good friend. I gave them different topics. Okay, so before I do this, okay, I guide them by giving them a few topics. Okay, and then they have to do, they have to plan using the graphic organizer. Okay, so this is my science class. Okay, the student is writing I call up them randomly so that they can, and they write their reasons and examples of the topic. Okay, is it clear?
Okay, okay.
Okay. All right. As you can see there, that is a different graphic organizer. Okay. This is their last, their final practice of using this Oreo technique. Okay. So I gave them a different graphic organizer so that they won't get bored, you know. So you have uh, to change the graphic organizer. Okay. And then I give them a topic, and then they will have to plan first using the graphic organizer. Okay. Okay. That is a different topic, which is if I were to be a billionaire. Okay. So they give a reason, an example, different topic for different level of students. So the science girls, they get different topic, and then the weaker classes, they will do a different topic. Okay, and a different graphic organizer. Okay. All right. So this is the Bengkel Teknik Menjawab CFA SPM 2021 that I did this year. Okay. So where I use a different topic to with the same method, Oreo writing technique. Okay, the topic that I've chosen for my Teknik Menjawab was it's about a family, whether they prefer to be the only child or to have 10 siblings. Okay, since I'm not teaching all the Form 5 classes, so we did a Bengkel so that they know how using this method to help them in writing a persuasive essay. So the topic chosen was, do you prefer to be the only child in a family or to have 10 siblings? So that was an interesting topic where I used another graphic organizer, as you can see there. Okay. And the same technique that I taught them. Okay, and that is my pengetua, Miss Wong Suk Queen, and another English teacher in our school. Okay, and then next slide, please. Yes, we are going to hear feedback from my students.
Hi guys, I'm Chin Yushuan from Para Girls School. Pano Nadia, which is my English teacher, create a method. Now I'm going to recommend this Oreo technique to you guys. By using this method, it helps me to boost out my ideas and helps me to state my opinions clearly. Besides, it also helps me to organize and arrange my words and phrases into the complete sentence. There has a lot of benefit using it. There will be an amazement result waiting for you. Hope you guys stay tuned.
Okey tak? Nampak tak? Cik Nadia, okey tak?
Okay.
Okey, satu lagi.
Oral method is exactly an effective writing method. I use it as a template to sort out my ideas in essay writing part. After teacher introduced this method to me, my essay become neater and nice.
Right, so those are feedbacks from my student. Okay, so after I've done this method or technique with them, I give some of them, I ask for feedback, and then some of them I give them reflectional journal for them to write. Okay, what do they think about this method? So, and then also I did a pre and post test to test to see whether there are difference in their score marks. Okay, so that's why I give them a lot of practices using the technique, and then I give them a topic, and then they will have to write the topic, and they plan using the Oreo technique on their own without a graphic organizer. Okay, as they become a pro, I would say, they will not need the graphic organizer. They can roughly plan using the Oreo on their own. So that was feedback from my girls. Okay. Okay, and the last one is next slide. So this is my second module. Okay, using order writing technique. So I think the link down there have shared this module. So my first module was actually using a mind map to help students in writing. Okay, this is the second module where Oreo writing technique to help students to write effectively in their SPM writing paper. Okay, so yes, lastly, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy this sharing session as much as I enjoy sharing it to all of you. Thank you so much.
Okey, terima kasih banyak diucapkan kepada Cikgu Nur Nadia di atas pembentangan semata tadi. Oreo. Amba pun ada Oreo ni. Ya, tunggu sikit. Ni biskut Oreo ni. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dah Oreo. Okey. Cikgu, walaupun tajuk ini untuk bahasa Inggeris, tak biskut Okey. Dia juga boleh pakai untuk subjek lain yang ada penulisan. Contohnya sejarah ke, bahasa Melayu ke, apa lagi yang ada penulisan yang membentuk esei tu boleh pakai teknik ini walaupun teknik ini diperkenalkan oleh Cikgu Nadia, Cikgu Nur Nadia ini untuk English, subjek English, tapi cikgu boleh ambil teknik itu. Boleh ambil teknik itu dan modify di sekolah masing-masing menurut mengikut acuan sendiri. BM ke, sains ke, atau yang boleh pakai lah. Tidak ada masalah. Yang pentingnya kita sharing saja. Dan ilmu yang kita habis cikgu, jangan kita simpan tu. Ilmu yang kita ada, jangan kita simpan. Jangan kedekut, jangan bakhil, jangan loket cikgu. Kena sebarkan ke orang ramai. Kena sebarkan ke seluruh seantero dunia. Supaya apa? Ilmu yatafi' bih. Ilmu itu boleh berjalan sampai ke bila pun. Iza mata ibnu Adam, akan mati anak itu, akan tinggal 3 benda itu. Satunya ilmu yatafi' bih. Okey, tahniah kepada Cikgu Nur Nadia di atas apa benda ni presentation yang sangat hebat dan mantap itu. Okey, Amba nak mencari soalan ni. Nak mencari soalan yang boleh kita ajukan kepada kita punya presenter pada pagi ini. Sekejap tu. Ramai yang kata bagus nak pakar dalam kelas masing-masing ni. Pakar belakang, semua pakar ni, thank you sharing. Ramai yang mengucapkan, pun ada juga kata jangan makan seorang-seorang diri, biskut ni. Ada juga tu. Okey, Amba sedang mencari soalan ni. Kalau cikgu ada soalan tu cikgu yang mendengar ni, sekejap nak share link ni. Kalau cikgu ada soalan, bertanya tu. Masuk singgah tu, boleh klik tu, kabel nama, dari mana you can tanya soalan kepada Cikgu Nur ni secara langsung, secara live. Jika sekiranya soalan lah, klik link tu. Itu link untuk tanya tu. Link untuk tanya soalan. If you have a question, izakan as'ilah, mungkin tanya Cikgu Nur sendiri secara live. Okay? Mencari soalan ni. Ramai kata thank you, good sharing ni. Semua sekali kata bagus ni. Tidak ada soalan.
Sebab dia mudah.
Betul-betul. Macam biskut tu, celup makan macam ni. Cari contoh. Ni biskut raya ni, konflik raya ni. Biskut raya dia. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okey, tak boleh. Okey. Cikgu, soalan tu. Cikgu Zainun Ismail, apa beza opinion 1, 2? Boleh ulang?
Okey, beza opinion 1. Opinion 1 ialah opinion berdasarkan tajuk yang telah diberi. Okey, katalah tajuk dia memerlukan dia beri pilih satu. Okey, pilih satu. Contoh tajuk saya ambil tadi, the best place to go on the weekend is the beach. Okey, so itu dia punya opinion yang mula-mula sekali. Okay, in my opinion, the best place to go is the beach. Dan the second opinion is dia memberi penegasan yang memang dia menegaskan opinion dia yang dia dah bagi pada opinion yang pertama tadi. Okay, so dia membuat penegasan dekat situ. Ya, saya rasa pergi ke pantai itu adalah tempat yang terbaik di hujung minggu. Okay, so itu ialah beza opinion 1 dengan opinion 2. Okay, so opinion 2 ni ialah menegaskan semula opinion yang awal tadi kita dah bagi. Okay, so that is the difference between opinion 1 and opinion 2. So you restate. Opinion 2 ialah you bagi tahu balik yang you memang setuju dengan opinion yang you dah bagi pada awal mula-mula tadi.
Ramai kata thanks. Terima kasih, good sharing. Boleh diaplikasikan. Seperti mana yang Abang kata tadi lah. Abang Kawadi, boleh aplikasi tu bukan hanya untuk English, semua subjek kalau relevan boleh pakai aku. Tidak ada masalah.
Ya, boleh diubah sesuai. Mengikut kesesuaian.
Kalau tulis karangan dalam bentuk surat, boleh guna tak ini punya teknik?
Okey, kalau karangan bentuk surat macam saya cakap, teknik ini boleh diubah sesuai mengikut tajuk yang diberi. So kalau kata kita tengok tajuk karangan tu juga, boleh tak kita aplikasikan teknik ni? Adakah dia memerlukan kita memberi reason dan pendapat dan penerangan yang berbentuk contoh So boleh kita aplikasikan teknik ni dan kita boleh ubah juga. Okay, kita boleh ubah reason tu pada yang bersesuaian. Okay, so bergantung kepada apa tajuk esei yang kita nak bagi pada student.
Cikgu Siti tu, when we tell people to comment the opinion, what does it mean?
What does it mean when we tell people to comment the opinion? Which part of it? Comment the opinion, which opinion?
Satu dua tu. First opinion,
Comment on the
second
opinion. When we tell people to comment the opinion, what does it mean? Okay, kita tengok balik opinion. Okay, the first opinion. Okay, the first opinion is your opinion. Okay, so here example given is I believe that students should wear uniform. Okay, so they have stated their first opinion. I believe that students should wear uniform. Okay, and then the last opinion where we have to restate their opinion which has been given earlier. So kita bagi tahu balik, kita ulang balik opinion kita pada awal perenggan kita tadi. So kita akan cakap balik, in my opinion, every student should wear uniforms to school. So ada ayat penegasan dekat situ yang dia memang bertegas pelajar patut pakai uniform ke sekolah. So itu yang dikatakan bila kita komen balik opinion yang kita bagi mula-mula tadi. Okay, dengan memberi ayat penegasan pada akhir pada penutup, perenggan yang penutup tu.
Okay. Ni, Cikgu Helen ni. How do you do? How do you do? Lagu tu lagu je.
How do you apply to narrative
How do you
writing?
So as I said, we change to according to topic of the essay. Okay, depending on the topic, right? So for narrative writing, I use another method which is using mind map. Okay, so this is I did solely for for persuasive essay writing. So for narrative writing, I have another method that I have tested and have used with my student, which is using mind map as a graphic organizer at their pre-writing stage. So itu belum lagi dikongsikan. Okay, so insyaAllah kalau ada peluang, ada rezeki, saya akan kongsikan teknik untuk menulis karangan naratif pula.
Cikgu Linggi tu, rasa sekawak ni kok.
Yes, just out of curiosity, how can we adapt and apply this technique in the primary school? Okay, so Cikgu Linggi, so this technique is also suitable for primary school where you give them the simple graphic organizer. Okay, so you introduce to them the Oreo, the Oreo process, what O stands for, R stands for what, and then you give them a topic. Like just now, dogs make better pets than cats. So that is one of the topics that can good start to use this technique. So you can give them the simple graphic organizer first, so that they understand, O is opinion, then I move on to giving reason. Okay, why do I prefer dog than cats? Okay, then they give example. Okay, then they close up their opinion. Okay, so yes, it can be applied for primary school as well.
Cari teacher Wan Izzah. Vocab. Buat tanya kata vocab tu.
Do you have any technique to increase our students' vocab? Dia minta teknik. Alright, so the technique that I use to on vocab is a brainstorming technique. Okay, you give them a topic, you get them to talk about the topic, anything that come across your mind about the topic. For example, I did a Chinese New Year festival with my students, okay, with the weaker class. Okay, so I get them to brainstorm the ideas about anything about Chinese New Year and put it in the form of mind map. So that's how I did vocab activity with my student. So anything, wear red, orang kata pakai merah, okay, put it in your graphic organizer, wear red. And then ampau, put ampau. And then visit, put visit in the graphic organizer. And then they will give all sort of ideas, okay? Don't restrict them from giving ideas. Get them to write anything that come across of the topic. Okay, provided you must give them the topic to do the thinking. You cannot simply ask them about something without giving them to think of it. So you must get them to do the thinking by prompting question using the 5W1H technique, okay? And then somehow they can, it can help them with their vocabulary besides they need to actually read a lot to improve their vocab. But we can guide the weaker student to, by prompting question using the 5WH technique. Okay, what, why, when, and how. Okay.
Tu dah ada tu. Tanya teknik writing narrative in future tu.
Yes.
Okay. Kata okay je.
Yes, I hope I can share in the future.
Untuk dengar tu. Okay Agung, kita sudah berada di hujung siaran ni. Cikgu-cikgu yang dengar ni lebih kurang dekat 700 orang ni bolehlah ambil ilmu ataupun kemahiran yang diberi oleh Cikgu Nur Nadiah ini, boleh aplikasikan di sekolah masing-masing mengikut kesesuaian. Cikgu-cikgu, setiap yang kita buat ni, kita tak semestinya kita ambil daripada orang tu A to Z, kita mesti pakai A to Z. Kita boleh modify tu. Boleh modify, boleh ejah, boleh edit mengikut kesesuaian di sekolah kita. Dan bila kita ejah, bila kita modify, bila kita buat edit-edit, itu kita boleh jadikan ia inovasi. Inovasi di sekolah kita sendiri. Kita ambil orang punya ilmu tu, kita buat serat kita punya sekolah, kita modify sikit, jadikan inovasi di sekolah cikgu sendiri. Dengan menggunakan teknik yang diberi oleh Cikgu Nur ke atau sesiapa dia. Inovasi atas inovasi untuk sekolah. Bila cikgu buat gitu, cikgu isi je dalam SPL KPM itu. Atas teknik inovasi. Buat laporan tu. Buat laporan. Boleh tu. Dan maklum kepada pentadbir. Di atas, kita ambil teknik daripada orang lain ni, kita serat kita punya sekolah, kita modify mengikut kita punya kesesuaian kita punya environment sekolah, maka itu inovasi kita di sekolah kita. Bukan kita ceplak, kita modify dan kita kreditkan kepada owner itu. Itu. Tadi bila orang ambil, ilmu itu akan berpanjangan tu. Dan kalau cikgu kedekut, memang jangan keren tu. Jangan kedekut tu, jangan dalam ilmu ni, jangan ada sifat kedekut. Kena kongsi tu, kena kongsi. Semakin banyak kita kongsi, semakin banyak kita akan dapat balik. Gitu. Itu konsep ilmu. Jangan kedekut. Jadi untuk itu, hamba menjemputlah mana-mana cikgu, mana-mana guru, mana-mana guru besar, mana-mana PK, mana-mana ketua bidang, mana-mana pengetua yang ada ilmu. Sebarang ilmu je. Sebarang ilmu yang ingin dikongsikan kepada audiens di luar sana, cikgu PM hamba. Kita akan buat platform gini, kita akan kongsikan ilmu tu. Jangan simpan ilmu, kalau simpan dia akan karat tu. Ilmu akan berkarat. Apatah lagi kalau kita mati. Ilmu kita ada, kita mati, kita tak bagi orang. Rugi ilmu. Rugi. Sangat rugi tu. So, untuk menghilangkan kerugian itu, sebarkanlah ilmu itu. Sebarkanlah. Sebar. Bila kita sebar tu, ilmu kita akan berjalan sampai ke hari kiamat walaupun kita mati dah. Gitu. Jadi, sebelum kita tutup kita punya bangkai PAT kita, perkongsian kita, amal terbaik di sekolah masing-masing, pada hari ini, kita beri sekali peluang kepada Cikgu Anis SIC Plus PPD Keramat Kuala Lumpur untuk komen sikit, komen di atas benda ni pembentangkan Cikgu Nur Nadiah sebab kata dengan nak observe ni. Nak observe di teknik gelang ni.
SIC observe je lah ya.
Okay,
saya nak ucap terima kasih banyak Saya nak ucap terima kasih dan tahniah Cikgu Nur Nadia ya, satu perkongsian yang sangat menarik dan saya rasa cikgu-cikgu bahasa Inggeris banyak dapat banyak manfaat untuk teknik ni sebab ucapan tahniah memang banyak nanti Cikgu Nadia tengok semula ni YouTube ni. Cuma untuk naratif nanti kan ada teknik lain tu kita minta dalam masa terdekat kalau Cikgu Nadia boleh share juga kan sebab macam dah dapat tarikan ni tau. Student dah engage dengan kita. So peluang Cikgu Nadia untuk nanti buat sharing untuk naratif pula kan. Sebab saya tengok tadi untuk agama Islam pun ustazah tu nampak macam mana nak gunakan teknik Oreo ni untuk murid-murid dia jawab soalan exam agama Islam. So banyak juga mata pelajaran lain dapat manfaat Cikgu Nadia ya. Banyak pahala Cikgu Nadia dapat hari ni ya. Dr. Saga pun sama jugalah. Saya sebagai SISC Plus saya sangat berbangga dengan cikgu-cikgu macam ni. Rasa macam apa yang kami buat mungkin Cikgu Nadia tak dapat direct bimbingan daripada saya. Alhamdulillah Cikgu Nadia dah you have a lot of ideas ya. Macam tu juga semua cikgu-cikgu yang buat sharing dalam channel Dr. Saga ni kan. Tahniah untuk semua. Okay cikgu, keep it up. Jangan macam Dr. Saga cakap tadi, jangan stop sharing. Okay, maybe dalam channel ni cikgu share, maybe dalam PLC nanti, okay, buat jaringan, jalinan. Okay, sebab ramai yang nak idea macam ni ya, sebab semua orang nak tolong anak murid masing-masing. Okay, so saya rasa itu saja. Kita jumpa lagi nanti petang ni insyaAllah slot TS25. Terima kasih Dr. Saga. Assalamualaikum.
Okey, waalaikumsalam Anis. Okey, sedikit promosi ni tunjuk ni. Nak tunjuk ni. Okey. Petang ini kita ada bangkit TA25 modul 3 poinan kebat dan pentaksiran yang akan disampaikan oleh Cikgu Anis tadi lah, SISC Plus PPD Keramat. Okey, dan esok kita ada petang tu. Petang kita ada tu. Esok dah hari cuti sekolah. Kita balung cuti tu, kita cari kursus banyak tu. Okey, esok petang kita ada juga 2:30 petang esok perkongsian amalan terbaik menguasai soalan kebat pendidikan Islam sekolah menengah melalui kaedah treat a problem. Okey, pemertanya Dr. Sabiah Muhammad Saleh daripada SM Sains Pasir Putih Kelantan dan Cikgu Nurhana binti Muhammad Saleh, adik-beradik ni. Jangan berlaku ni. Pasangan adik-beradik membentangkan kata kerja. Satu kredit yang sangat hebat lah. Dari SM Sains Tengku Abdullah Raut Pahang, dari Raut dan dari Pasir Putih Kelantan. Adik-beradik akan bentangkan apa benda ni. Tajuk itulah, tajuk tadi. Dan pada hari 31, Cikgu Nurhana juga akan bentang bersama dengan kakak dia itu Dr. Sabiah bagaimana aplikasi Jambox merealisasikan amalan PAK21 itu dalam PDPR pendidikan Islam. Okey, itu pada tarikh 31st. Okey, pada tarikh itu juga tadi pagi, ni petang, pagi juga ni, pagi belaka ni. Okey, pagi belaka ni. Online project, ni kau dengar ni, online project based learning in kimia dan bahasa Inggeris. Ketika ni pandemik ni. Daripada Ipoh akan kongsi kita pada hari Senin. 2,000 ulang amalan PAK21 ni dalam subjek matematik sekolah rendah. Ni lagi hebat. Pasangan suami isteri. Jangan berlaku ni. Tadi adik-adik suami isteri pula. Okey, lepas ni kita tengok pasangan pengetua dengan fikir dia. Kalau ada. Ataupun guru besar dengan fikir dia. Okey, dan akhir sekali 4 Jun jubing algebra bagi macam dia tajuk tu. Tu segi pembelajaran. Ada 2 tajuk tu pada 4 Jun tu. Semua itu akan dibentangkan pada tarikh-tarikh yang telah ditunjukkan sebentar tadi. Untuk cikgu-cikgu yang ada lagi nak kongsi ketika musim PKP ni, ketika musim lockdown ni, nak share, nak sebarkan ilmu, PM number. Kita akan cari tarikh yang sesuai, kita akan berikan ilmu tu kepada cikgu belaka. Pelajar pun boleh tengok sebenarnya, tidak ada masalah. Pelajar boleh tengok, dia guna ilmu tu untuk dia buat ketika dia belajar. Parent pun boleh tengok benda ni, tidak ada masalah. Dia tahu apa teknik yang digunakan oleh guru untuk mengajar. Dan yang paling penting, dia tahu teknik itu dia boleh ajar Oreo pula di rumah ketika PDPR ni. Dan cikgu of course lah boleh tahu nak ajar cara ke pelajar tu. Okey go. Last kali kita nak buka ni nak buka link CJ go. Kejap. Nak buka link CJ ni. Kejap go. Okey, link CJ buka dah go. CJ sudah buka, akan tutup pada 10 setengah nanti. Akan tutup pada 10 setengah. 10 setengah, 11 setengah. 11 setengah akan tutup pada pukul 11 setengah. Lepas 11 setengah, bye-bye go. Okey, link CJ sudah buka. Cikgu boleh cek CJ itu dalam ni go. CJ cikgu cek sini. Cikgu cek CJ di sini go. CJ ada orang dapat CJ dalam email tu. Dapat email. Tapi ada orang dapat email tak boleh buka. Kerana apa? Google block aku. Sebab sekali hantar CJ ni bukan 2-3 CJ. Sekali hantar 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 CJ. Hantar serentak. Jadi bila hantar serentak itu Google jadi flag. Mana ni hantar serentak ni? Jadi dia ingat ke spam. Jadi dia tu block. Jadi untuk menghilangkan gusar tu takut tok sama CJ, pergi sini aku. gg.gg/CJ Dr. Saga. Pergi dekat gg.gg/CJ Dr. Saga. Pergi situ. Bila pergi situ, dia akan keluar gitu, masuklah cikgu punya email tu. Yang cikgu daftar masih isi barang tu. Contohnya, ini nombor tu. Okey, cikgu enter je. Bila enter tu, dia akan keluar belaka tu. Akan keluar belaka semua CJ-CJ yang cikgu pergi buah hamba. Okey, cari yang mana-mana ni, scroll. Ramai orang tanya, saya pergi bengkel 20, tapi yang keluarnya 6 je. Mana lain? Cikgu scroll aku. Scroll ni. Bila scroll aku. Emas aku tu jangan takut aku. Kesok tu, maksud kan tu. Gerakkan ke dalam petok tu. Bila gerakkan mouse itu ke petok, baru keluar ni kesa untuk scroll tu. Kalau mouse tu tak pergi situ, dia tak gerak aku. Jadi akan tanya soalan manalah bengkel-bengkel lain. Saya pergi 20 bengkel tapi yang keluar 6. Kesok lagi. Gerakkan kesa itu ke situ. Di situ baru keluar aku. Okey, klik aku. Klik link itu, dia keluar aku. Bengkel yang cukup pergi CJ tu, download lah atau print lah. Mengikut kesukaan masing-masing. Okey, itu contohlah untuk sistem yang membuat untuk sistem cadangan CJ aku. Okey aku, jumpa lagi pada petang ini dan esok aku. Jumpa lagi petang esok dan terima kasih banyak kepada Cikgu Nur Nadiah di atas perkongsian kita pada pagi ini dan Cikgu Anis selaku pemantau nak bagi teket guru sekolah ni kepada Cikgu Nur Nadiah macam like English. Assalamualaikum, jumpa petang ni. Bye-bye.